In the opening rounds of qualifying, number 1 seed Jason Belmonte dominated Group 1 with a 974 total pinfall. Now he wants a spot in the championship show at the 2018 PBA Tour Finals here in Detroit. It is time, bowling fans, to resume the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. 8 of the world's best bowlers have come to Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, just outside Detroit, competing for a title and prize money. We start the first of 2 stepladder semifinals tonight. We have 2 4-bowler groups after 4 games of qualifying. Jason Belmonte, the Group 1 top seed, with a 974 total pinfall. He chose the oil pattern for this show. Anthony Simonson, the 2 seed, with 953. Barrett, Rash get us started with the 3rd and 4th seed matchup. The Group 1 championship match will be a 2-game match, including a 2-frame tiebreaker if needed. Let's meet our Group 1 bowlers with our master of ceremonies, Dennis McCamery.
Here are our 4 competitors from Group 1. The number 4 seed has 12 PBA Tour titles. From Montgomery, Illinois, give it up for Sean Rash. From Colchester, England, the number 3 seed owns 6 PBA Tour titles. Make some noise for Barrett. The number 2 seed comes from Austin, Texas, and holds 3 PBA Tour titles. Give it up for Anthony Simonson. He is the reigning PBA Player of the Year. From Orange, New South Wales, Australia, the number 1 seed, Jason Belmonte.
Great to have you, bowling fans. Dave Ryan alongside my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, Randy Peterson, in the event format RP. It's been a challenge for the bowlers to get this far.
We have 2 fields, 4 qualifying games over 4 completely different oil patterns. And now we move on to the stepladder finals, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be on the highest scoring oil pattern we've used throughout the event.
Ready to bowl from suburban Detroit. Rash, Barrett, head-to-head match number 1. Climbing the step ladder toward the top seed, Jason Belmonte. What a crowd, great atmosphere today here in Allen Park. Sean Rash from outside Chicago gets us started with a big strike.
Barrett, Sean Rash both struggling a bit over the 4 games. Dom averaging 206, Sean only 204, but I'll tell you what, today would be a great time to get red hot.
High shot, 6'10" for Barrett.
And right out of the gate, Dom playing much farther right than Sean Rash. And take a look at Barrett from profile. Real soft hand and loose swing, little cup at the top, and then there's that bent elbow and wrist at the bottom. A little more upper body lean at the foul line than some of the other players, but just a solid game.
All 10 down. for Dom Barrett. Began this event as the 4 seed. Colchester, England. Now John Rash, who's had a lot of success in this building. A couple of titles in the 2016 Fall Swing. Right here at Thunderbolt Lanes. Feels at home here. It tells us gives him even more confidence. Confident stroke, and all 10 back.
And the fourth of the old patterns used throughout this event. This is the Dick Weber, 45 feet in length. It's the longest of the 4 patterns we've used throughout the PBA Tour Finals, and the highest scoring. Sean Rash just inside of second arrow in terms of location. And real straight down and in.
To 8, and looking really good, Randy, in that 1-3 pocket. Perfect location.
There it is, about the 12th board. And he knew it. Big scores on this pattern. Belmonte had 279, EJ Tackett 258, Don Barrett 237, Simonson 252. Oh. It's just a horrible, horrible break. This ball is perfect in the pocket. Dom looking to double up. One more on the left lane, and he catches Sean Rash. Instead, it's a solid 8-pin.
Takes care of that.
That's quick, isn't it? Although I hit it that time. Yeah.
8th year PBA Tour pro, 32 years old. He's got 1 major
Make a good shot.
and 6 career titles. His qualifying game by game. Game 4 is on this Dick Weber pattern. Chosen by the top seed Jason Belmonte. 45 feet Randy talked about.
Same exact hit, all 10 down. And like I said, he carries the solid 8, and we're tied. And that's what a bad break that solid 8-pin is in the third. Now Sean throws 2 more here. I mean, he's going to be up by 30.
Which he is. A tremendous start for Sean Rash. Locked in.
Watch Sean Rash cup it at the top of the swing. He's gone to 5 steps in his approach. There's that big cup at the top, and then the uncup at the bottom. That's how you create revolutions. But he's going with his hand up the back to try to control down lane reaction.
He's in control right now. Front 4. And a 30-pin lead, this for a 40-pin advantage early.
Oh, lay.
Oh boy.
Didn't like that though. 4-pin stands.
You heard him say, oh, lay. And he wasn't talking about a bullfight. He was hoping that the ball would hold its line to the pocket. Lucky to just leave the 4-pin. That was about 13-14 going up the lane.
Perfect strike streak ends for Sean Rash. So here's Dom Barrett stepping up.
Just a tad left.
Good frame for Dom. Works on a strike. And a chance to cut into the lead here. Dom won the DHC PBA Japan Invitational. Beat Kyle Troop in the championship match. Looking to create some more personal history here today in suburban Detroit, and he leaves that 10-pin.
And that's what's so tough about a one-game match. couple of bad breaks, and you fall behind and just not enough time to make it up. Dom Barrett could easily have a 4-bagger through 5.
Again, smooth one.
Yeah, just enough. That extra coat of paint on the 10-pin helped. Going with a Paradox Black. Very strong in his arsenal. Oh my, almost the Paralyzer 5.
Rash, a great start against Barrett head-to-head. Our first match. Stepladder semifinals underway. PBA Tour Finals. Here on CBS Sports Network. More great bowling on the way. Thunderbolt Lanes Historic Bowling Center. Just minutes from downtown Detroit. Sean Rash, front 4 in this first Group 1 stepladder semifinal match. And a nice lead of 29 pins on Dom Barrett from Colchester, England. 6 frame, all 10 back. Sean Rash, powerful shot again in that 1-3 pocket.
Come on. Make the move. Good shot here.
This is bringing back memories for me, Randy, watching him bowl so well here in this center on TV. A couple years back in the fall swing with those 2 titles. He was so effective. Here's Sean's arsenal.
Turmoil solid. Sean trying to double up here in the 7th to create a little more turmoil for Dom Barrett. That's bad. What a break. 2 shots pulled on that left lane. He left a 4-pin early. This time he trips the 4 and a couple others. That almost looked like he tripped the big 4. Take another look. He does. Trips the big 4 out. What a huge break for Sean Rash in the 7th. We talked a little bit earlier about how bad his carry has been throughout the competition. He said, well, maybe today's different. And that one just got away from Dom. Take a look at the rotation of Dom Barrett. And just misses wide of target.
And cannot convert a very difficult split attempt. And that lead balloons for Sean Rash, 53 pins on the bench. PBA Tour Finals. We're in the semifinals here. Stepladder, Dave and Randy with you from outside Detroit.
Never really got it going after a couple of bad breaks, and then there was a couple of bad shots afterward.
Weeknight starting at 6 Eastern, Adam Shine brings you his unmatched enthusiasm to a whole new level on his nightly show full of strong opinions and high energy. It is time to shine right here on CBS Sports Network. Sean Rash is shining brightly in this match, head-to-head with Dom Barrett. 63-pin advantage now with another strike.
I think I should try another ball, so this is my last shot over there.
If you want to, or just try to say it's on the 3 where you're...
Bowlers are trying to roll it more on this pattern because it's long and slick.
Bad as a pearl.
That's why you see them going straight, and that's why you see them rolling it a little more end over end.
Stat back. Look at the numbers for Sean Rash. 5th frame is only non-strike frame so far. Front 4 now looking for another 4-bagger here. In the foundation frame, in control. All 10 back.
This game is over. Sean Rash is going to move on. And Dom Barrett, his PBA Tour Finals are going to come to an end.
good run, a good year for Dom Barrett. Your wife Cassie expecting their first child in August. Cassie, a former member of Team Australia, great bowler in her own right.
When did you change balls? Correct. I didn't see the
Didn't
change.
quite have his look. His time at the PBA Tour Finals here in Detroit.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Just about worked out okay. I'll follow it.
Thanks, man. Always a pleasure.
Top four for Dom Barrett, finishes at 169. And he'll have to wait. Chance to win that 7th career PBA Tour title. Look at the lead for Rash. Wow. Bowling well.
Locked in as of now, but that angle's going to have to change. As soon as that track dries up a little bit, it'll force him a little bit more towards the center part of the lane. And the question is, can he maintain pin carry? One more for 270. It's perfect right now.
Wow. The Pins have no chance against Sean Rash.
Looks like he's grabbing another ball. This is going to be a test shot. When the ball he's striking with stops striking, he'll have another option.
Sean began this event as the 8th seed. And he told us, top 8 players, money earners, last 2.5 years, we deserve the right to be here bowling for a championship. And he deserves the right to climb the ladder. A tremendous effort for the win over Dom Barrett. 279, 169. All Sean Rash. Moving up the step ladder here at Allen Park. We'll see if he can maintain this excellence. Coming up next on CBS Sports Network.
The one on the left lane was not very good at all.
And your spare game was on point.
Well, other than that one 10-pin whiff I had.
You did make the split, though. You redeemed yourself.
I did.
All right, Sean Rash, Simonson, guys. EJ will stay with us in this match. Adding some commentary. EJ, the Group 2 top seed, entering semifinals. Total pinfall. Simonson, year 5 on tour. This youngster, and like you, EJ, one of the young guns on tour. What an impressive athlete and player he is.
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of funny that we have so many young guys on tour now. And I mean, I'm pretty young myself, but I feel like I'm the old guy of the young guys. So.
And you're 25?
And I'm
Oldest
25.
of the young.
I call them the Cubs. Yeah, the young Cubs. Take a look at Anthony Simonson from profile. For a two-hander that doesn't use his thumb, he's a little lower rev guy than, say, a Belmonte, Osku Palermo, Jesper Svensson. But he's really good at creating different axis rotations and different roles.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely unique, and that's one thing that most of the two-handers are. They're all unique in their own way. And they're able to play different parts of the lane and make their ball do different things, and that's what makes all of them really good.
And you can keep up in the rev rate department with your thumb in it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not about rev rate, though. It's about getting your ball to do the right thing on the lane. It's about making hand position changes, getting your ball to maybe go forward or get a little bit farther down the lane. And that's one thing you see in this building in particular, that this bay over here in this arena, these lanes hook a lot.
Right.
And they always have. So it's very important to get your ball to do the right thing and see the lane the right way. Otherwise, you're going to be getting 4 a lot.
All right, guys, second frame here for Sean Rash. You saw the numbers just ran over Dom Barrett in match 1. Stays hot. He's got the look, EJ.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. These guys broke down the lane pretty well the first game, And you can see Sean, he's just a little bit farther left than he was the first game, but they've created that hook spot to the right. And what that does is he's able to move a little bit left, and it creates so much hold in the middle of the lane. And we saw that the last match where he missed one way in, but it held and tripped that 4-pin. And that's exactly what I saw yesterday. So from this spot here, he might have you know, 1 or 2 boards either way of that ball and still get the ball to hit the pocket. Whether or not it strikes or not, you know, we don't know, but his miss area is going to be very, very big.
Trying to go above 500 head-to-head with Simonson on TV. Third frame. 4-7 this time.
He missed that one a little bit left there, and what I would do from that spot right there is probably just make a little 2-and-1 left on that lane and just get away from that hook a little bit. It looked like he missed it just a little bit left, but that ball seemed to hook up pretty early there, so looks like he just needs to make a little move left off of that, and he should be fine.
And remember, at the start of his match with Barrett, his location at the arrows was about 11. That was around 14, but it was 14 and it was up the lane.
Absolutely, yeah.
Game 4 was on the Dick Weber 45-foot pattern for Simonson. And look at the numbers, 953 for 4 games of qualifying, leading us to the Group 1 semifinals. EJ Tackett joining us in the booth, defending champ of this event. 10-pin.
And we see Anthony's much farther left than Sean is. And that is that just comes from his little slower ball speed and rev rate.
This was late getting around the corner, and he kind of leaves that half 10.
There's a 10-pin. Time now for the track tech talk. Randy, let's break this young star down.
Yeah, we're starting to see this more and more with all of our power players in terms of what they do with their footwork. I want you to see what he does. So here's his right step just completely opening up. And I want you to think about it in terms of like a golfer who opens up that front leg. What it does is it helps the player to clear their hips. Watch this. There's the right step wide open, step before the slide wide open, and it helps to get those hips out of the way so the player can swing the ball to the right.
And one thing we notice about the two-handers is they got that little hop in the middle of their approach, and that's one thing that Belmo has been able to perfect over the years. All the successful two-handers, they have that little hop right there before they get into the line. And anybody out there that's trying to bowl two-handed, I would really highly suggest that you work on that piece right there if you're going to try to bowl two-handed.
I'm going to work
for Rash, guys.
I'm going to work on that when I get home. Oh, he doesn't know I'm going with two hands. Dave.
I didn't either.
Should I start with 10 or 12 pounds?
EJ, have you tried two hands before?
I've done it before, you know, just joking around at home, but probably one of the only guys in the world where my rev rate actually goes down when I bowl two-handed.
So it's not forthcoming in the future for you?
No, I don't think so.
Unnecessary. But for me, very necessary. If I leave one more flat 10, bro, I'm gonna hurt myself. And I'm throwing 16 pounds, I still leave flat 10s.
Well, maybe you need to go down to 15 so you can get the rev rate up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tight match here, guys. Fifth frame for Sean Rash. Works on a spare. Head-to-head with Simonson.
Oh my God. Hit a tree.
He didn't like it.
It looks like he made the move there and then made a pretty poor execution on the shot. Missed it well right.
So remember last time on this lane, that ball was around 14. That was 12.
Yeah.
Going right.
Right, exactly. But there's enough hook created that he missed it so far right that it still got back to the head pin and didn't split. So that's very important when you can make a bad shot and oh no. Very uncharacteristic from Sean. Sean's one of the best spare shooters on tour, so that's weird to see, especially in a situation like this.
When he shot,
open frame, guys, that hurts.
When he shot the 4-7 in the third frame, he kind of said, "Oh no," like he was going to chop that, and then comes back and chops the 2 off the 4. Simonson now in position to extend his lead.
Yeah, and as a player, and when you see somebody make a mistake like that, maybe a mental mistake at the spare, you do exactly what Simonson just did right there. You get up, you make 2 great shots, and then you make the guy sitting on the bench really think about what he just did and how much he just gave up. And it's you take a mental advantage over them in that situation. So these 2 shots may be the most 2 important shots of the match.
Arsenal guys for Simonson.
No rules Pearl for Simo.
So as EJ said, he's got to give you so much energy and momentum, knowing you can take advantage of a big in the 5th. Hurts his chances. Simonson tries to shut the door when we return. Back to the action at Allen Park. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, Hall of Fame broadcast partner, and EJ Tackett, defending champ. This event with us in the booth. Sean Rash. Try to rebound, guys.
Yeah, it made a good shot there. It looked like he made some adjustments there. We'll see. Hard to see from this angle where his ball is actually crossing, but looks like it's going to be pretty close around 15 board there. So he might have made a little move left and maybe backed off his ball speed a little bit to get in the oil a little bit more.
The front part of the lane has broken down. It's forced him in. His angles have to open now. The first match against Tom Barrett, he was going real straight and real close to second arrow. Last 2 shots for Simonson. You can see Anthony is getting the ball to face up nicely, and he's working on a 3-bagger, currently with a 16-pin lead.
7th frame here. Last year in Orlando, tied for 5th, the event that EJ won.
Uh-oh. Laid there.
Absolutely.
And there's that hold area that you were talking about, EJ.
Yeah, absolutely. He's much further left than Sean is, and this is one thing I noticed when we were bowling, that when you get in the right spot and you make those little bit miss left, the ball just wants to fall back right into the pocket, and it was able to do that time.
He's a good 6 boards left of Sean Rash at the arrows.
Yeah, at least.
This guy started bowling at age 3. Grew up in the Dallas area, Mesquite, Texas. Now lives in Austin. And he's in control of 36 pins with another strike. 8th frame here for Rash. Trying to continue the magic he's had here in the Motor City. Won't be easy.
Yeah, he threw 2 really good shots out of the break here. And these 2 right here, for him, it's going to be the most important shots of the match. He needs to get 2 strikes here and put a little bit of pressure on Anthony going into the 9th and 10th frame. Make him think about it just a little bit.
EJ, as a player, I know what I would be thinking if I was Sean Rash. What do you think's going through his mind? Is it like, hey, to have any chance, I have to strike 8th and 9th?
Absolutely. This is do or die at this point right now, and he has to strike on this shot. If he does not strike here, the match is basically over.
All change with that open in the 5th frame. And I'm trying for the 4-bagger into the foundation. 9th frame here for Rash. Got to keep the pressure on Simonson. But Anthony has a look. It won't be easy even with strikes here for Rash.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Really good. Right lane, guys. Let's compare where these 2 bowlers are starting.
Well, again, Sean Rash, that's right over 3rd arrow, 15th board. And Simonson, that's about 2021.
Yep.
A good 5 or 6 left. EJ, would you say their rev rate is all that different?
No, it's really not. It's all about, oh wow, what a break there. It's all about their axis rotations. Sean's much more up the back of the ball, and its rotations much more forward.
That last late hit. Our Barbazol Razors close shave replay, guys. Little break never hurts, right?
6 to the sidewall and leans on the 10. A little love tap. Down she goes.
Yep. You don't win championships without getting a break at some point.
Without question. Spare and he moves on. Is that correct, Mike Edwards? Yes. Thank you, Mike Edwards.
Confirmation from our great scorekeeper, Mike Edwards. Simonson moves closer here in match 2 to climb that ladder.
He needs a spare 6.
Correct.
He's bowled so well.
Cut the spare.
There's a 10 pin. So a good count, and he will move on against Sean Rash.
And we know anything can happen, but Anthony's had a really good control in the pocket this whole game. So, I expect him to throw a good shot here and at least get 9. So I don't expect anything crazy to happen on this shot.
And there's mistake area left and right.
There is mistake area left and right, and that's what I said. It's a little bit easier to get to the pocket when you get in the right part of the lane.
We're in 10 pin, got 9 down, and has a victory. Anthony Simonson will get past Sean Rash in match number 2 and move up the ladder. Jason Belmonte, the top seed in the event heading in, and the top seed is the Group 1 leader, total pinfall. Awaits Simonson. It's a 2-game match with 2-frame tiebreak as well if it's 1-1 after 2. DJ Tackett, been great having you in the booth. Thanks for the insight.
Oh, absolutely, guys.
Group 2 leader, we wish you the best of luck in the next semifinal.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun being up here with you guys.
Thanks, EJ. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
Next time we play golf together, I get 4 something.
We'll see about that.
All right, DJ. So Jason Belmonte.
We've not added but no.
Just go ahead. Simon said.
Answer.
We moved in many, so it's very active, awesome things by yourself. It was a great way to get started.
We are rich and friends.
Offer 3D spot anything you want nearby.
It's a game. I'm dating guys. Come on, find me.
Our FCD, find anyone nearby.
Control. Each that's not when you're with a name is probably better. In honor, each all thing. Click or call. Old tree, beaver. Ultra, what's you?
As you love doors, his name is Vision Merit, and it's kind of like that version of Bellis. We in together for you. Still all night, creep you over here. It seems 75 to 50% like mentally clean. Zero to some bubbles. Our kids for Christmas.
Waiting on no one this. Download the app today.
PBA Sports Network.
It's going to start. I'm going up the 1 year down.
All right, Marcus, on launch ball is winner. Wins the actual dinner. This is what's sleep. It's going to happen. It's going to be now.
Ready? Robbie. This is 5 games in. Belmo wants the front four also. Last shot though. 3-6-10.
Yeah, and this is what I spoke of earlier, the transition, and it finally got Belmonte. That ball never stayed far enough to the right, long enough, and it's through the nose for a 3-6-10.
Covers that. It is time for the hammer tough spare replay. Belmo, not a lot of spares to shoot at so far.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We haven't really had a whole lot of spares to talk about in terms of being tough. The 3-6-10 is not easy, but this is your hammer tough spare replay.
Excuse me, Dave. Can I get a re-rack on 9, thanks?
Belmo would like a re-rack.
Very deliberate today, Belmonte is. I like how he sits or stands at the ball return with his leg up and just kind of visualizes the shape of the shot he's about to throw. But fairly deliberate. Simonson extremely fast.
Fifth frame, Belmonte. Almost exact same shot.
Yeah, real close to what he did on the right lane. And so now it's going to become very interesting. You can see the ball track there through the blue oil. And now all of a sudden, he's not getting the length anymore. Ball's hooking up early and going through the nose. Simonson in a good spot right now.
Whoa. Chop the 6-10 up and open frame. Game changer here in game 2. And Simonson on the bench sees that lead expand to 28 pins. He's been perfect with the front four.
Now you know why it's our tough spare replay. Just chop the 3 off the 3-6-10. Open frame for Belmonte. Simonson in the driver's seat to tie this matchup 1 game apiece.
Simonson takes advantage. A.J. Tackett told us in the booth in our show here earlier today in Allen Park that when you see that happen, your opponent opens, that's when you put the foot on the gas and take advantage. Simonson did that against Sean Rash. Does it, at least for the first shot against Belmo.
Yeah, it's a great point, Dave, and all great champions do that. You open the door for them, they step right through it and then slam into your face, and Simonson looking to do exactly that.
Simonson trying to get halfway home, cannot. That's a miss, his first of this second game. Still a good lead, but some time for Belmo. Think about a comeback.
Well, the same kind of reaction that Jason Belmonte just had. on both lanes. I don't know if that's a surprise look, but he knows that it's curving now. He's going to have to make a big move. Oh, look out.
And he chops.
There's a glare on the lane.
And leaves
There's a
the
glare right
3
on my
pin.
target. I can't see it.
He says there's a glare in the lane. He couldn't quite see his target point there. So open frames for each. And this match has shifted dramatically. Simonson by 24 pins.
This is how we catch a wave and fire up the grill. This is our summer vacation. And this is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX, the Acura Summer of Performance event. Hurry in for some of the hottest offers of the year.
This summer, visit your Acura dealer today for attractive offers on the Acura TLX. Don't miss this event going on now.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University, where advanced technologies and innovation drive education. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Jesse showed up to destroy Rowdy, because Jesse's played thousands of games with GameFly.
Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com today. Product shown rated E through M.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge-watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
If wings are your thing, swing into Golden Corral's Wing Fest. Every night for all you can eat wings, just like you like them. Get them sweet, spicy, and smoked. Golden Corral, your choice, rules.
When we moved, we didn't have anything, so we used OfferUp. It's a free app where you can find awesome things people nearby are selling. It was a great way to furnish our home and get to know our new city.
Now we have furniture and friends.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
Jason Belmonte, top-ranked player in the world, 4-time player of the year. Anthony Simonson, a young gun from Texas. Head-to-head here, 24-pin lead for Simonson. But each suffering an open frame, Randy, and now strategy and adjustments really take over. It's a thinking man's game from here on in.
Well, there's adjustments that are going to be made. And 256 max score for Simonson. So Belma goes with the ball change, and now looking to throw 2 more here to put the pressure back on Anthony Simonson.
8th frame, this can cut it to 14 pins. Big double, possibly for Belmo. Got it!
That ball there is a little bit smoother off the end of the pattern. You can see the down lane reaction is different. Still went with a little bit of loft on that shot. Now over to the left lane, looking to set up the 10th with a strike here in the foundation frame.
Belmo told us yesterday at 34 years old, he loves seeing these young guys like Anthony Simonson at 21 chasing him. He said, it keeps me motivated. I never get complacent knowing that young stars like Simonson on the way up the PBA Tour want to take my spot as the top-ranked player in the world. Makes him work even harder. Simonson's making him work for this one. Foundation frame, big shot. You better believe it.
Dave, when you're top dog in any sport, there's a sense of pride that comes with that. And the last thing you want is to relinquish your throne to anyone. Jason Belmonte loves sending messages to the bowling community that, make no mistake about it, I'm the #1 guy.
Now lead is 4 for Simonson. 9th frame, he works on a strike. And the pressure is on.
If he doesn't strike on this ball, Belmonte can shut him out.
He does.
A little help from the carry gods on that hit for Simonson. Simonson now stepping up in the 10th. Strike on the first ball and good count, and we will be tied at 1 apiece. If he does not strike on this ball, Belmonte can double in the 10th and lock this matchup. Has to have this one.
Striking 9 to shut out Belmo. Has to win this game to force a 2-frame roll-off. Huge shot. Simonson. No.
Well, remember the last time on that lane, he went light, and I'm not sure if that factored into the decision-making on this shot.
Good time for that.
But again, right through the nose, and once again, the 3-4, 7-10. Exactly the way Belmo made it. Get it over into here, drive this 3-pin over into the 4-7.
Can't do it. And finishes at 216, leaves 3. Up steps Belmo with a chance.
Any mark, Jason Belmonte will be our first finalist.
Just to wrap up the Group 1 title and get to the championship match, which comes your way later on CBS Sports Network. #1 ranked player in the world, trying to shut the door. He'll do it with a strike. Jason Belmonte is a spectacular talent. And with that strike, shuts out Simonson and wins Group 1.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that Simonson thought that exact thing was going to happen after the opening he gave to Jason Belmonte. What a pure shot in the 10th frame for Belmo.
You never saw Belmo flinch despite that open in the 6th frame. No change in facial expression. He was still locked in. He still had a game plan. As he finishes up, Anthony Simonson. $239-216, Jason Belmonte, the top seed through qualifying, has won Group 1, and he is now moving on to the PBA Tour Finals championship match. We'll hear from Belmo with Randy Lane Level coming up.
The globe's mightiest men muscle up to the test in Manila, but only one can claim the title of world's strongest man. Thursday at 9:30.
OfferUp is a new free app that shows you what people are selling nearby.
It's kind of like a game. Every day there are new surprises.
Come on, flat screen TV.
Oh, come on, dining room table.
Come on, sofa.
Yeah.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
Introducing Sonic's Crispy Tenders. They're flavorful, they're crispy, they're flispy. Yeah, that's it. Flispy. Hurry in for Sonic's $3.99 Crispy Tender Dinner. This is how you Sonic.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA. Every MyPillow is made with passion here in my home state of Minnesota to ensure you get the best sleep of your life.
One of the things that I really like about MyPillow is the support. It gives my neck a little hug.
I've never slept better in my life. What's better than a great night's sleep?
Sleep is one of the most important things to your health, and MyPillow is one of the most important things to your sleep.
Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st.
I tried every pillow from expensive down pillows that just went flat to fiber-filled pillows that rebound every time you move your head. I even tried those memory foam pillows, and the curve did not match my neck, and it probably won't match yours. That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
MyPillow lasts 10 years, is machine washable and dryable, and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee.
I personally guarantee MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own or your money back.
Now is the best time to get your MyPillow because Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. That's right, order now and get 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. Don't delay. Buy one and get one absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends August 1st.
With our 60-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose.
Sleep well, America! For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Sweat the details, noticing what most will never notice. It's what you do when the thing you're making isn't a thing, it's your reputation. The all-new Ram 1500. Comfortably, the most luxurious truck in its class.
Well-qualified lessees get the all-new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x2 for $329 a month.
My son had been injured and he was prescribed pain opiates. No one ever told us how highly addictive these drugs were. My initial reaction was shock. My son didn't get so deep into the dark, scary woods overnight, and it's no straight line coming back. For parents out there who don't have hope, I realize there's a lot of families that are torn apart, but families can heal. Young people can get better.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
PBA Tour Finals are brought to you by Go Bowling. Promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you. Log on to gobowling.com. By the United States Bowling Congress, creating competitive opportunities at all levels as we build a future for the sport. Visit bowl.com for more. Jason Belmonte, 239-216 win in Game 2, the Group 1 semifinals. And the leader is the top seed. Impressive with a great comeback late in Game 2. He wraps it up for a spot in the championship show. Let's recap in what we've seen here today in Allen Park. Stepladder semifinals. Match 1, Sean Rash, so impressive with a 279-169 win over Barrett. Match 2, though, Anthony Simonson. Too much for Rash, who struggled with an open frame in the 5th. And Simonson, 6-bagger at one point, won that one 247-218. Match 3, the top seed in the 2-game match. Got to win 2 to win Group 1. Jason Belmonte had the front 9, almost had a $10,000 bonus for the perfect 300 game. Couldn't complete that. Won a 265-259. And then after the open frame we talked about in the 5th, some struggles for Simonson late. 6-frame open for the youngster from Texas, and Belmonte closes the door on him and wins Game 2 and the Group 1 title. 239-216. Belmo, top-ranked player in the world, now joined by Randy Lane Level.
Thanks, Dave. Jason, congratulations. Back-to-back years, you're advancing to the finals. How does this feel?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, you know, I'm here to do my job. My job is to beat the other guys that I'm bowling against. So there's only one guy left to go, and I hope that I can continue this good bowling.
Let's talk about game one. You started with the front 8, front 9, and then all of a sudden it was a 2-8-10 in the 10th frame. I don't know if I jinxed you talking about the 27th 300 game on television, but what happened in the 10th frame?
No, you did it right. You jinxed me. I mean, if you had just kept your mouth closed for one more frame, I might have got there. I moved actually a board left. The frame before it went a little higher than I thought. So I thought, all right, let's move a board left and keep my speed slow. And I moved the board left and threw it hard. So, it just blew past the spot. It didn't have a chance to read it where I wanted it to. But as you can see, going into the second game, I might have needed to speed up with that phase 2, but in the end, I just changed balls.
Yeah, a lot of changes happened in game 2, especially after the first couple of frames. Take us through the adjustments you made.
Yeah, well, look, the start of the game was really nice, but the ball was still going quite high flush, and when you start to see that, you kind of preempt your move. So on the first 3-6-10, I had moved 3 boards left off of that and still went high. So then the next 3-6-10, I moved another 3 off of that move and still went high. And then I went another 3 again. So I'd moved a total of 9 boards in the 3 frames, and I was still going high, which tells me that that spot down the lane with that ball, it was just so responsive that I couldn't find any blend in the pattern. So I decided to go to a ball that would do that for me rather than the lane doing that for me. I made a really good guess. I knew I didn't have a lot of time left in the game to force Anthony to keep striking. And, I pured the last 5 shots, which is, again, it's my job, but the pins and the ball have to also cooperate, and they did that time.
What went through your mind when you were sitting on the bench? Anthony gets up in the 10th and leaves the 3-4-7-10, the same split that you made earlier in the match.
Yeah, I actually had this really odd feeling that he was going to spare it, just, because I walked away from mine. I figured he was going to spare his and then throw it back in my face a little bit. But that's what you have to assume, that no matter what's left, that your opponent is either going to make it or they're going to strike. So I was preparing myself, needing, all 10 to win. And in the end, I didn't need all 10, but it's the best way to seal the game off.
And if you get choice of oil patterns, which one is it going to be?
It's a really good question. Obviously this pattern suits me really nicely. I'm typically a very aggressive player when it comes to strategy. I'm not necessarily defensive. I don't care about my opponents. I don't care which pattern they struggled on. I prefer to choose the patterns that I feel I bowl best on. So look, if you're a betting man, I'd throw a couple of bucks on this pattern I just bowled on.
And would you prefer an E.J. Tackett rematch in the finals?
No, I don't really care who I play. I've never cared who I played. Whoever it is that steps up against me is just a black shadow in my viewpoint. I don't know who they are. I don't care who they are. I want to beat them equally as much.
All right. Hey, listen, best of luck in the finals, and thank you so much for your time. Congrats, man. You're moving on.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Randy Belmonte, thank you. Highest average of the 2. Group 1, Group 2 winner. We'll pick the lane pattern in the championship show, and here is how Group 2 looks. E.J. Tackett, 9-12, is the top seed. Svensson, Kent, and Jones follow him. Step ladder semifinals coming your way on CBS Sports Network. That's next week from Allen Park. For now, Jason Belmonte averages a 252 in the 2 games and takes down Anthony Simonson 2-0 to win Group 1 and advance to the PBA Tour Championship match in the PBA Tour Finals. Be sure to join us next Tuesday, June 12th at 8 Eastern for the stepladder finals of Group 2 from Thunderbolt Lanes here in Allen Park. For Randy Peterson, the entire CBS Sports Network crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from the PBA Tour Finals.